I've officially taken a top 30 visit with Xavier Legette, along with 13 other teams.
Oh, it's interesting.
Spinning. This is a guy we've kind of pegged as a Dan Campbell guy.
Yes, he is.
It's a guy that many people pegged as a Dan Campbell guy. He's overcome a lot in life. He's overcome a lot on the gridiron. And now he's being discussed as the 29th overall pick for the Detroit Lions. He's already been mocked to the Detroit Lions at 29 through Mel Kiper, too.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to this?
I would love it. I would love it if they grabbed Xavier Legette at 29. This is exactly what the Lions need. He could fit that role of the Josh Reynolds departure perfectly. He's a more talented receiver than Josh Reynolds. Like I said, if everything goes right for him, if he is that guy and fits his whole expectations and what he can be, I picture him as an A.J. Brown type player in the NFL where he's big, he's physical, he plays like a running back even though he's a wide receiver. He can carry guys, and he runs a pretty complete route tree. This is a guy who can do multiple things. That versatility, we know that's something that the Detroit Lions love. That's something they value very highly, and Xavier Legette brings that as a wide receiver. You can put him in a lot of different places, ask him to run a lot of different routes. He's a willing and very capable blocker, which we know is big for Ben Johnson in this offense. So, yeah, I'd be extremely happy if they went out and got big country Xavier Legette, and not even to not, skim across what you just said, but he is a Dan Campbell guy. He's dealt with a lot of things growing up. He's had a lot of hardships that pushed him further. He's about that business boss. He seems like a great dude when you listen to him in interviews and stuff like that. Seems very friendly. You haven't heard anything about any bad things in his past or drama or scandals or anything like
college
that.
Or high school.
Yeah, he's
in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Like,
he's fought for his life. He's fought to be where he's at right now to put himself in a position to get generational wealth. And I would love if the Lions grab Xavier Legette. I think he's a great, great player, a great talent, and could be a very big asset to the Ben Johnson offense.
Zero issue with it. I think he's one of the best guys at the catch. As Spady said, he's more than a willing blocker. He likes to get physical with cornerbacks, let them know that he's there. He's not shy around man coverage. He's not shy in zone coverage. He goes out there and he gets it. And as much as people were kind of turning their nose up to this, claiming he's like a second-round receiver, it's like, brother, don't let these mock drafts fool you. I remember Jameer Gibbs was a second-round running back.
Yep.
I remember Jack Campbell was a second-round linebacker.
Yeah.
That's the guys that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are looking to get are guys that, one, have FBI, like football intelligence, guys that love the game, that's their true passion, so they only commit to getting better at that. They're not going to be in any off-field shit. And then, again, the part of it, too, he just so happens to ball.
Yes.
The dude balls. You like A.J. Brown as a comp. I like DK Metcalf a little more. I think no, he ran a 4.39.
Yeah.
At 200-some pounds. Mm-hmm. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He just fits everything they're trying to do. He fits everything they are. Not that they're trying to do. The Detroit Lions have done what they're trying to do. This next step is a Super Bowl championship.
And people saying, oh, he's a second-round wide receiver. They're at pick 29.
Yeah.
We're not picking in the top 10 anymore.
Great point.
Pick 29 is pretty damn close to the second round. And who cares if he's a second-round wide receiver? Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, they like this guy. They've brought him in and spoken to him multiple times. It means they see something in him. And I do too. I see what they see in him. I see how he fits the mold of the players they like, and I see how he could be that X receiver in this Lions offense.
Nicholas?
This is a spicy pick. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, it's flashy. It's sizzle when you're going wide receiver here. When you've already gone Jamison Williams in the first round as well, and we know St. Brown's already an all-pro. If they go wide receiver Xavier Legette here, I have to believe that they have faith in Marcus Davenport, James Houston on the edge, and I think that they're going to bring in a corner, a veteran, and maybe Gilmore towards the end of free agency after the draft. So that's what my first thought would be if they go Xavier Legette, but sub 4.4 speed, love the player. I think he would be dynamic in this offense, especially on some short routes, and we know he can go up and get deep routes or deep balls, so I would absolutely love it. But then it does make me think that they have faith in the ends opposite Aiden Hutchinson, and I think that they would go get a vet at cornerback as well.
The guy we don't have in this offense is a guy that's gonna just go out there and get it in terms of climbing up and grabbing those jump balls, those 50-50 balls. In this interview, he told everybody the Detroit Lions was a top 30 visit of his. he had mentioned like that's something he spoke with on all these teams. Like the consistent thing they asked about him were those 50-50 balls. And I guess
Broder makes
he
a good
coined
point.
it something else. He coined it as like they're not 50-50 balls, they're my balls. And pause, but
Hell yeah.
he's going out there and get it. That's exactly what he is. That's what we don't have in this offense. I feel like Josh Reynolds was that to a certain extent. Xavier Legette, I have no issue with that at pick 29.
Broder makes a good point. He says a 5-year contract on a wide receiver, a position that's getting very, very expensive, is valuable too. That's true. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Wide receivers getting paid $29, $30+ million a year. You can never have enough young talent. You can never have enough young talent in 5-year deals at top flight positions like wide receiver, edge rusher, different things like that. So,
And that's just the way you want to build around Jared Goff too. Or just, I think actually, in the modern era of the NFL, where you can't tackle guys from behind the lines or from behind. You want offensive guys that are going to bust through tackles.
big dudes.
Yes.
Yes, they're not going to get arm tackled. This is a guy that will not get arm tackled. And it's going to be hard to chase him down. Like you said, he runs a 4.39 at 6 foot, 210 pounds. So I've loved this pick for a while. I've been mocking him to the Lions for a while. Yes, if we can get Xavier Legette, I would be extremely happy. Legette, sorry.
So my question there
What were
is,
you
do
saying?
you
Legette.
do you believe that Brad has faith in those guys, like I said, if he does go wide receiver first round to make this already elite offense more
Absolutely.
elite?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, like the modern NFL where you're not allowed to tackle these guys, it's literally, they're changing the rules. You can't literally tackle these guys. Yeah, this is the type of receiver you want. I saw someone comment, it renders the Jamo pick useless. Not at all, brother. Not at all.
They're
two different human beings.
Two different players.
Completely different players, to be honest with you. And just to show a little something about that life, Chris, I don't know if you got the picture or not, but he's got some Dan Campbell in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoggin.
He just throw that thing up, man. I mean, look at him. That's a Dan Campbell guy.
That's a Dan Campbell guy.
Yeah.
All day.
Big country. Have you seen those videos?
Have you heard him talk?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super
Kind of
country.
like Randy Moss. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Big ex-country wide receiver normally works out pretty well in the NFL.
Motherfucker gets mad and gets talking. You know what hell he's saying? Like a DB's chirping at him. He doesn't know what he's saying in response because he's not making much sense over there. I'm here. Hey,
I'm here for
I
it.
think I might have talked myself into this being my favorite pick at 29 just now. I'm not even fucking with you guys.
Love it. Love it, bro.
I really think I just did that.
Love it,
we
brother.
just did that.
That he's the pick?
Join the club.
Because to be honest with you, a lot of the guys that we have fallen in love with, I don't really think are going to be there. Maybe outside of Kool-Aid.
There's two picks that I would love more than any other pick at 29, and it's Xavier Legette and Jackson Powers Johnson.
Who do you think ends up being a better pro between the two of them? Kool-Aid McKinstry or Xavier Legette?
I think it's Legette. I honestly do.
I do too. I do too.
I don't think Kool-Aid's going to be a bad pro either, but I think this kid can be special
Right.
in the NFL.
Isn't that, I mean, like it's wild to say because you think of Kool-Aid as a top 3 prospect at his position, but I've told you guys this is like it's not a great cornerback class. Not to say there aren't guys that are going to be good. There's definitely going to be a few diamonds in the rust, and obviously the 2 top guys, but it's not one to like.
Funky Lions fan says I'd rather take Ricky Pearsall on day 2. I feel like Legette just fits the Lions and what they want to do way more than Ricky Pearsall.
Who said that?
One Funky Lions fan.
I
like Ricky
I love
Pearsall
one fucking
too.
Lions fan. The biggest thing for me in this that I've convinced myself with is again the new rules. You want these type of guys that aren't going to get tackled. Mm-hmm. You're just not going to want their physical guys.
It's like having another a taller David Montgomery out there. Like he's not going to get the first guy's not going to bring him down. He's not going to get arm tackled, and he's going to lay the boom on the outside. He's going to set the edge for those sweeps, for those screens. Like he's a good blocker already.
Get
Question
McConkey, Malachi Corley, all those guys. Go ahead.
Question for you fellas. With this already just ridiculously stacked offense with Gibbs, Laporta, Monty, Jamo, St. Brown, how are you going to get the ball to this guy?
That's what Eduardo O'Neill says. Just not a fan of spending your first on a guy who would be 4th in targets when you can draft an edge in the first who would be more impactful. There won't be an edge at 29 who will be more impactful than Xavier Legette.
Yeah,
so if you're talking about trading up to get a Jared Verse, yeah, that would be my best case scenario. But at 29, you will not find an edge rusher who's more impactful on this team than Xavier Legette would be. And there's going to be plenty of targets to go around.
By the way, Josh
Plenty of balls to
Reynolds
go
was the 3rd highest targeted receiver on this team. Usher in Xavier
Yeah,
Legette.
there you go.
Yeah, even if he's like the 4th, because we all expect
Plenty of balls to go
take
around, man.
J-Mo to take a step for sure.
Yeah, I mean, here it is right here. Josh Reynolds, 5 tutties in the year.
And even when J-Mo takes a step, J-Mo's not going to be seeing 12, 13, 14 targets a game. Like a J-Mo stat line is like 7 touches, 5 catches, 2 rushes.
I'd be thrilled with 7.
7 touches,
Yeah.
5 catches for 75, 85,
Yeah.
90 yards and a touchdown, and 2 rushes for 70 yards. Like, that's the peak J-Mo stat line. J-Mo's not a guy that you're going to throw the ball to 14 times a game.
Nope. That's Amon-Ra and Laporta.
Yeah.
By the way, J-Mo on the same field as this guy. I mean, what he opens up.
You can't
this
double
Guy
anybody.
to rip through and do
Yeah.
what he does.
You can't.
Good Lord.
You got to line up singles on everybody on the field if you bring him in.
Talk about Gibbs on a wheel route coming out of there too. If you see J-Mo and Legette going deep, jeez.
D-Town Heat says Legette is DK Metcalf light. That's what
That's
Easy
why
likes
I
the
call him.
DK Metcalf comp. I like the AJ Brown comp. Similar receiver,
Both
big
physical receivers.
physical receivers who can run a lot of different routes.
How many receiving yards y'all expect from Legette year 1? What is reasonable as a rookie? I'd probably
600, 700.
Yeah, I'd literally that. Yeah, I think that for sure.